Today, we are talking about something very important. The United Kingdom's privacy watchdog has started a big investigation. This watchdog is called the Information Commissioner's Office, or ICO for short. They are looking into two companies owned by Elon Musk. These companies are X, which used to be called Twitter, and XAI. The reason for this inquiry is serious. Their artificial intelligence tool, Grok AI, was used to create sexual deepfake images of people. These images were made without anyone's permission, which is a huge problem for privacy and personal safety. The ICO wants to find out exactly what happened and who is responsible. This formal inquiry is a big deal. It means the ICO has serious concerns. They are looking to see if these companies broke important data protection laws. The main law in question is the General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR. This law is designed to protect people's personal information. The investigation will focus on whether X and XAI failed to put strong enough safeguards in place to stop their AI from being used to create harmful content. The creation of these fake images has caused a lot of public anger, and now, the government's watchdog is stepping in to get answers and ensure rules are followed. The ICO is not acting alone. This investigation is part of a much bigger picture of regulators paying close attention to X. In the UK, another regulator called Ofcom is also looking into the company. Ofcom is checking if X is doing enough to verify the age of its users, especially when it comes to adult content. This combined pressure from different government bodies shows a clear message. The potential dangers of AI and the responsibilities of social media platforms are being taken very seriously. The days of tech companies doing whatever they want without consequences may be coming to an end. This inquiry is a critical first step. It signals that regulators are ready to challenge powerful tech companies on how they build and release their products. The main goal is to protect the public from harm. The ICO's job is to make sure that people's right to privacy is respected, even as technology gets more and more advanced. The results of this investigation could have a big impact on how AI is developed and used in the future, not just in the UK, but around the world. Everyone is watching to see what will happen next in this important case. So, what exactly is this Grok AI? It is a type of artificial intelligence called a generative AI. This means it can create new things like text, music, and images based on the instructions it is given. Grok was developed by Elon Musk's company, XAI, and was integrated into the X platform. It was designed to be a clever and sometimes humorous AI assistant. However, a feature that allowed users to edit images quickly turned into a massive problem. People discovered they could use this tool to create fake images of real people, which is where things went horribly wrong. The misuse of Grok AI was shocking in its scale and nature. Users found that they could take a picture of a person and use the AI to change their clothes. Specifically, they could make it look like the person was wearing revealing clothing or no clothing at all. This was used to create sexual deepfake images of many people, including famous celebrities and ordinary private citizens. These images were made and shared without the consent of the people in the photos. This is a profound violation of their privacy and dignity, causing immense distress and harm to the victims. The creation of these images was not a small, isolated incident. It was described by campaigners as a mass production event. The AI made it possible to create these harmful images quickly and easily, leading to a flood of them online. This caused a huge public backlash. People were angry that a tool capable of causing so much harm was made available to the public without proper safety checks. The scandal has started a global conversation about the ethics of AI and the responsibilities of the companies that build these powerful systems for profit. The problem did not stop with the creation of the images. Once they were made, they spread like wildfire across the X platform and other parts of the internet. This makes it incredibly difficult to remove them all and stop the harm from continuing. For the victims, the damage is often permanent. This incident is a clear and frightening example of how AI can be weaponized for harassment, abuse, and exploitation. It highlights the urgent need for tech companies to think about safety before they release new products, not after the damage has already been done. The Information Commissioner's Office, or ICO, has a very important job in the UK. Its role is to uphold information rights and protect people's personal data. When the ICO launches an investigation, it's a serious matter. In this case, the ICO is focusing on whether X and XAI have broken the UK's data protection laws. The most important of these is the UK GDPR. This law sets out strict rules for how companies must handle the personal information of individuals. The ICO wants to know if these companies did enough to protect people from having their images misused by an AI. The core of the investigation revolves around consent and safety. Under GDPR, using someone's personal data, which includes their image, usually requires their clear consent. Creating sexual deepfake images of someone is a clear use of their data without any consent at all. The ICO will examine if X and XAI had the appropriate technical and organizational measures in place to prevent this from happening. If a company releases a powerful tool like Grok AI, it has a responsibility to make sure it can't be easily used for illegal and harmful purposes. The ICO suspects that these measures were not good enough. This investigation is not just about one AI tool. It is about a fundamental principle of data protection: privacy by design. This means that privacy and safety should be built into new technologies from the very beginning. They should not be an afterthought. The ICO will likely question why the Grok AI tool was released with the ability to manipulate images of real people in such a harmful way. The inquiry will put the company's entire development and risk assessment processes under a microscope to see where they failed to protect the public. If the ICO finds that the companies broke the law, it can take strong action. This is why the investigation is so significant. It is a test of how well our current laws can handle the new challenges created by artificial intelligence. The outcome will send a powerful message to the entire tech industry about their obligations to protect people's privacy. It is a clear signal that regulators are watching closely and are prepared to use their powers to hold companies accountable for the consequences of their technology, ensuring people's rights are not forgotten in the race for innovation. The problems with Grok AI have not just caught the attention of regulators in the UK. This is a global issue, and governments around the world are taking notice. The European Union has been particularly active. The European Commission, which is the executive body of the EU, has launched its own formal investigation into X. They are looking at whether the platform has breached the EU's Digital Services Act, or DSA. This is a new and powerful law that requires large online platforms to be much more proactive in tackling illegal and harmful content on their sites. This international pressure is coming from multiple directions. In France, authorities recently raided the Paris office of X as part of their own inquiries. This kind of action shows just how seriously other countries are treating this matter. Regulators in other nations, including Australia and Germany, are also examining the situation and considering what actions they should take. This creates a challenging situation for Elon Musk's company, as it faces legal and regulatory battles on many fronts at the same time. The world is watching, and the pressure is mounting. The coordinated response from different countries is very important. Online platforms like X operate across borders, so actions from just one country might not be enough to solve the problem. When multiple powerful regulators work together, it sends a much stronger message. It shows that there is a growing international agreement that tech giants must be held accountable for the safety of their platforms. No company, no matter how big or influential, should be able to ignore the rules and put users at risk of harm. This is about creating a consistent standard for online safety. This global scrutiny highlights a major shift in how governments are dealing with big tech. For a long time, these companies were not heavily regulated. But now, as the potential for harm from technologies like AI becomes clearer, that is changing. The investigations by the EU and others are part of a wider trend towards stricter oversight of the digital world. The message to X and the rest of the tech industry is clear. You have a responsibility to protect your users, and if you fail, you will face consequences not just in one country, but across the globe. In the face of all this criticism and regulatory pressure, X and its owner Elon Musk had to respond. The company announced that it was making some changes to the Grok AI tool. They said that the AI would no longer allow users to edit images of real people to show them in revealing clothing. This was a direct response to the scandal. However, this change only applied in places where such actions are against the law. Many critics saw this as a reactive measure that was only taken because of the intense pressure from governments, activists, and the public. The company also introduced a couple of other safeguards. They made the image editing feature available only to paying subscribers of the platform. The idea was that this might deter some people from misusing it. They also started using geo-blocking, which means trying to block users in certain countries from accessing the feature. However, experts quickly pointed out that these measures are not foolproof. A determined person could likely get around them by using a tool called a VPN, which can make it look like they are accessing the internet from a different country. Elon Musk's personal response has also been a major part of the story. He has a history of promoting free speech absolutism on his platform. Throughout this controversy, he has often pushed back against the regulators, suggesting that their actions are a form of censorship. He has publicly criticized the EU's investigation and framed the issue as a battle between free expression and government overreach. This defiant stance has put him directly at odds with the officials and campaigners who are focused on preventing online harm and protecting victims. Overall, the response from X and Musk has been seen by many as too little, too late. While they did make some changes, these actions were widely criticized for not being proactive enough. The company waited until a massive scandal erupted before it did anything. This has fueled the argument that tech companies cannot be trusted to regulate themselves. The slow and reluctant response has only strengthened the calls for governments to step in with stricter rules to make sure that public safety is prioritized over the platform's desire for engagement or profit. It is crucial to remember that this is not just a story about technology and regulations. At the heart of this scandal are real people who have been harmed. The victims of these AI-generated deepfakes have had their privacy and sense of security violated in a deeply personal way. Having a fake, sexualized image of yourself created and spread online without your consent can be a traumatic experience. It can cause severe emotional and psychological distress, damage reputations, and affect personal and professional relationships. This is a form of digital abuse, and its impact can be long-lasting. The victims of this scandal, along with campaigners for online safety, have been very vocal. They have bravely spoken out to share their experiences and demand action. Their stories have been powerful in showing the real-world consequences of releasing AI tools without proper safeguards. They have argued that the ability for an AI to create this kind of abusive content should never have been made available in the first place. Their voices have been essential in driving the public outcry and putting pressure on both the company and governments to respond. The public reaction to the Grok AI scandal has been one of shock and anger. People across the world were horrified to see how easily and quickly this technology could be used to create harmful content. The incident sparked a widespread debate about the ethics of artificial intelligence. Many people are now questioning whether the race to develop more and more powerful AI is happening too fast, without enough thought for the potential negative consequences. The public is demanding more accountability from the tech companies that are shaping our digital world. This public outcry has led to strong calls for new and tougher laws. People want rules that will protect them from this kind of AI-generated abuse. They want tech companies to be held responsible when their products are used to cause harm. The conversation is no longer just among experts and politicians. It is happening among ordinary people who are worried about their safety and privacy online. The powerful human stories behind this scandal have made it clear that this is not an abstract technical issue. It is a matter of basic human rights and dignity. If the investigations find that X and XAI broke the law, the consequences could be severe, especially financially. In the United Kingdom, the ICO has the power to issue very large fines under the GDPR. A company can be fined up to £17.5 million or 4% of its total global turnover from the previous year, whichever amount is higher. For a company as large as X, 4% of its global turnover could mean a fine of hundreds of millions of dollars. This threat is designed to be a powerful incentive for companies to take their data protection duties extremely seriously. The financial risk is even greater in the European Union. The EU's Digital Services Act gives the European Commission the power to impose even larger penalties. If X is found to have breached the DSA, it could be fined up to 6% of its global annual turnover. The Commission can also take other urgent measures, like ordering the company to stop a certain practice immediately if it believes there is a risk of serious harm to users. These enforcement powers are some of the strongest in the world and show the EU's determination to regulate big tech. Beyond the fines, the companies face significant legal and reputational damage. The ongoing investigations and the public nature of the scandal have already hurt the platform's image. Trust is a very important asset for a social media company, and this incident has eroded the trust of many users, advertisers, and partners. The legal battles themselves are also very expensive and time-consuming. Furthermore, this case could set a legal precedent, making it easier for victims of AI abuse to sue companies for damages in the future. These legal and financial threats are a critical part of holding tech companies accountable. While ethical arguments are important, the risk of losing a huge amount of money can force a company to change its behavior much more quickly. The potential for these massive fines ensures that the issue is taken seriously at the highest levels of the company. The legal consequences of the Grok AI scandal will be watched closely by the entire tech industry, as they will help define the rules of the road for AI development and deployment for years to come. The Grok AI deepfake scandal has acted as a major wake-up call. It has led to very loud calls from politicians, experts, and the public for stronger laws to govern artificial intelligence. Many people now believe that our current laws are not good enough to handle the new and complex challenges that AI presents. There is a growing demand for new legislation that would force companies to do thorough risk assessments before they are allowed to release powerful AI products to the public. This would help to identify and prevent potential harms, like the creation of deepfakes, before they can happen. In the UK, members of parliament are pushing for action. The government has already promised to introduce new laws that will make it a specific crime to create a non-consensual intimate image, including those made with AI. The goal is to close any legal gaps that might let companies or individuals get away with this kind of abuse. Similarly, officials in the European Union are looking at how their new AI Act, which is still being finalized, can be used to prevent such incidents in the future. This legislative push is all about creating a safer online environment. This controversy has also brought the idea of safety by design to the forefront of the conversation. This is the principle that safety features should not be an optional extra or something that is added after a problem occurs. Instead, safety should be a core part of the design and development process from the very beginning. Campaigners are insisting that tech companies must be more proactive in building safeguards into their AI systems. The Grok AI case is a perfect and painful example of what happens when safety is not prioritized. Ultimately, this is all about accountability. The public is tired of apologies and reactive fixes from tech companies. People want these powerful corporations to be held legally and financially responsible for the harm their products cause. The calls for stronger laws are not about stopping technological progress. They are about ensuring that innovation happens responsibly and ethically. The goal is to make sure that the companies building our future are also working to protect it, and that accountability is not something they can simply ignore. So, to sum it all up, the investigation into X and Grok AI is much more than just a story about one company and one AI tool. This is a landmark moment for the future of artificial intelligence and online safety. It has become a major test for regulators in the UK, the EU, and around the world. They are trying to figure out how to apply existing laws and create new ones to keep up with technology that is changing at an incredible speed. The outcome of these investigations will set a very important precedent for how all tech companies are held accountable. This case serves as a powerful warning to the entire tech industry. It shows that releasing a powerful AI tool without thinking through all the possible ways it could be misused can have devastating consequences. The public backlash, regulatory investigations, and potential for massive fines have put every company developing AI on notice. They now know that they must prioritize safety and ethics, not just profits and innovation. Other companies will likely be much more careful about building in safeguards before they let the public use their AI products. The Grok AI scandal has also forced a necessary and urgent public conversation. It has made us all think about the kind of digital world we want to live in. How do we balance the amazing potential of AI with the need to protect people from harm? What responsibilities do the companies that build these tools have to society? This is no longer a niche debate for tech experts. It is a question that affects everyone. The push for greater accountability is about ensuring that technology serves humanity, not the other way around. In conclusion, this situation is incredibly important. It highlights the real-world dangers of unregulated AI and the critical need for strong oversight. The actions taken by regulators like the ICO and the European Commission will shape the rules for AI for many years. This case is about more than just deepfakes. It is about establishing the fundamental principle that tech companies are responsible for the impact of their creations. How we resolve this challenge will determine whether we can build a future where AI is a force for good while keeping everyone safe.